Hey there, Homeless 101 fans, fellow houseless individuals, and the curious. Whoever you are, this is for you. Look, very quick video on the importance of getting receipts. I'm not going to get into long, strung out details, but as a traveler for many, many years, and as an alternative person, you know how we stand out more than most people nowadays. It's not particularly popular sometimes in different places, depending on what's going on in that place. So if you travel to certain places that aren't as kind as others, more conservative, good in some ways, bad in others, and the bad part would be that they really want to bust you for stealing or bust your balls, to be blunt. So here's the deal. How to protect yourself, one of the ways to do so while traveling is to get a receipt for everything. Now, as a writer, I have actually traced my steps for my writing and my memoirs from receipts. I collected receipts for about 5 years, and I had someone help me go through them and scan them. And I actually traced my steps. Oh, I remember that. Oh, I bought this here in this year. Oh, I remember that place. And I actually remembered all of the places I saw and the things that I did and what might have happened at that time frame according to my receipt. So you can use it to find out where your money goes, to remember your travels, and you can also do it to protect yourself as well. If you don't want to hold on to receipts for a long time, like I did, if you don't have a storage space or someone to keep a box of stuff for you somewhere in their house, which you can do that too if you trust the person. You can, if you have a mailbox, which we'll go over later on this blog too, you can even mail them to yourself. If you don't have that nowadays, it's much easier than the old days where you had to laboriously take receipts and scan them by hand under like the copier thing in the library or whatever. You can now take an app off of a smartphone, or I think even if you have a webcam or a camera on a laptop, you can take pictures, and this app will organize your receipts for you, like scanning them but with a camera on your phone. And that might be helpful in defending yourself as well. Like, so for instance, say you go somewhere, I would save receipts for like 2 days at least, in case there's a question about theft, maybe even a week, and then throw them away or something, right? Like, people can make stuff up and people can be jerks, and I had one instance where it got really ridiculous and I had a receipt and like the store kept pushing and the police got involved. It was in San Diego at a time when there was a lot of harassment of the homeless, and the ACLU got involved, and a lot of us wrote letters and made it stop, because the ACLU out there is not afraid of the system and they will deal with things. And the issues got resolved, and I think they like built another shelter or something like that. The point is that at the time there was kind of a little war going on, and it was kind of ugly, and in a place like that they do outrageous things, whereas they might not do that in a place with a little more education and oversight, like say the Northeast, where, as you know, the harassment has to be a little more sneaky, of like people that they don't want around, because you're not supposed to be doing that. It's not inclusive. Well, as you know, with the high rents, we're the last people that they want included. Inclusion doesn't include us, but no one wants to talk about it, right? So the deal is you're going to get pushed out right now. And one of the ways to do it is like, oh, you stole something, oh, you're a suspect, oh, we think you're going to steal. There's a lot of profiling going on depending on your demographic and the place that you're at, and I'll go over that in another video, and how to defend yourself psychologically. Psychological toughness is what you need, and to understand kind of what's going on in the community you're at and the place you're traveling to. Have your receipts ready. So after you go to a store, you just immediately get in the habit of going, can I have a receipt? Can I have a receipt? Just don't forget to get a receipt, especially convenience stores and gas stations and supermarkets. Because then if there's any questions, you can go, here you go, got my receipt, gotta go. And that's the end of whatever little nonsense someone's pulling. Because I have seen nonsense pulled. And you know what saved me? The receipt. Nonsense over, right? You're a traveler, you're tired, you don't have time for this nonsense and this bullshit, as well as the fact that your lifestyle is very challenging, and who has time for this crap, right? So basically, to save yourself a lot of trouble and to save yourself a lot of psychological stress, which this lifestyle has a lot of nowadays, you need to save your receipts for at least a couple days. Because if there's any question in your approach, to go, oh, here you go. And if you really want to save receipts, just scan them, because then you can just pull them up on your phone. You know, you have proof that you bought something. That is the number one reason that you want receipts, because accusations of theft or suspicion of theft is actually being used as a form of coercion to get us out of communities. And unfortunately, in our lifestyle, a lot of people do steal in order to survive. So you're going to have to, if you don't steal, I don't suggest it, but that's neither here nor there. If you don't steal and you're just traveling through or living your life, get receipts. It makes life easier, and you can have some peace of mind. Get into the habit of doing it, even if you're half asleep or out of it. Just every time you buy something, every single time. The tiniest little convenience store. Can I have a receipt? Can I have a receipt? Can I have a receipt? If they can't give you one, just be like, oh, you remember me, right? Next time I come in, and that's it. So if ever there's a question, and a lot of times it won't even be the store owners, it'll be some jerk in the store who just doesn't like you. There you have it. Best of luck, and stay safe out there, and see our other videos that we're going to make on traveling safely and defending yourself out there.